Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario. And in tonight's game plan, we'll break down the Kings' dominant performance in the clutch against the Indiana Pacers. How many more courtside fans will he kick out? And what is his best clutch celebration?
We'll also get a special inside look at the upcoming premiere of School Spirit on the UAAP Varsity channel, featuring legends and untold stories of the UAAP. And we'll check in with multi-awarded setter, idol, Jem Ferrer, and how she's fitting in with her new team, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. It has been a roller coaster kind of week for the King, LeBron James, who has captured headlines yet again in the basketball world. Overtime in Indiana, and LeBron just had enough of those courtside hecklers, sending them home before the end of the game. Now, one thing about the King, you simply do not tear him down by being casually cruel in the name of being honest. And after receiving that message from LeBron, those fans will surely remember it too, all too well. It's time for us to break down LeBron's story for today, as we are always a fan of the King, King James. Joining me for our discussions, NBA Hype host Boom Gonzalez and NBA.com Philippine All-Star writer, my partner for today, Diego Dario. Jegs, we're paying you twice over here, I believe, so this better be worth it.
So I'll go to my analyst mode.
Boom, great to have you in Singapore right now. Hope you're doing well and you're enjoying your time there with your family.
I am. Good to see you. Looking good, sounding even better, guys.
Absolutely. So right now, we're going to start off first with that headline news from LeBron, with the fans having been ejected from the playing venue. I'm sure being on the ground in a lot of high-tension games, when you cover the UAAP, you heard some things that are unsavory. But based on what we've heard reported about what the fans said to LeBron, maybe they did cross a line. I'm sure you've experienced some words that probably shouldn't be fit to air, Boo.
Marami for sure.
For me and for the players.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I'd be like, where do you draw the line for the fans?
It's always a tough thing, you know. That's the one thing that we also love about sports, about watching sports, about following sports. You know that very, very well, Pao and Jegs, that it's an emotional experience. It's a communal experience at minsan nabubuyo ka sa mga naririnig mo sa gilid, di ba? Sumasabay ka because you want to be part of that, the flock and the crowd. But yes, there is a line that should not be drawn. And this goes both ways, Pao, di ba? From players or athletes to fans, fans to players. It also happened, I believe, in the Minnesota-Miami game earlier, where a fan was heckling Jimmy Butler and was talking about certain reporters linked to him while he was inbounding. So, you know, there is such a thing as heckling, and then there is such a thing, I guess, as, you know, insulting, and especially if you have courtside seats. I think, you know, it doesn't give you the right to say anything to anyone, regardless of how much you're paying for those seats.
Absolutely. And Jegs, I'm sure that you've been on the receiving end of that throughout your career as well. And I always ask the question, where do you draw the line? But as a player, how would you normally react to something like that?
Yeah, first of all, I totally agree with Boom saying that, you know, fans don't have the right to do that, especially when it comes to, you know, personal matters. I heard that, you know, these fans are already, you know, talking trash about, you know, LeBron James' personal lifestyle. I don't think, you know, you can buy the tickets, you can watch the games, you can cheer for your team, but when it comes to, you know, dealing with the personal matters, I don't think you have the right to do that, even if you paid, you know, thousands of dollars for those front row seats.
Absolutely. Now we move on to the actual game that happened, and basically LeBron reminded us how clutch he is. And Boom, we say it ad nauseum. He's been doing it throughout his entire career. How amazing is it that he is as clutch as he is right now at this point in his career with the Lakers?
Oh, it's not only amazing, Pao, it was very much needed by the team, especially at this stage of what's happening with the Lakers right now. Obviously, it was his first game back after that suspension, which again is much talked about also around the league. Was it 39 points that he put up? 39 points in spectacular fashion. Yes, he was not able to make the first clutch shot, but boy, he made up for it. And we've seen it all throughout his career. And we shouldn't doubt that he can do it. Sometimes he can't. Sometimes he can. And when he does, it still looks as spectacular as ever. And they needed it badly against a Pacers team today.
Is there a favorite clutch moment for you, Boom?
Ooh, there's a lot.
Winning shots? Yes, there are a few that come to mind. I like that El Presidente bank shot, the Juan Fernandez winner against Toronto, I think. And then I also like, that was a few years ago when he was with Cleveland, right? I also like, I think the one last year, the play-in where he shot from the Staples Center logo.
Yeah.
And in front of Steph Curry, who victimizes so many people from that distance also. But I think my favorite would be, because those two games were tied. So, I think, and Diego would know this, as a player, if you're behind and then you make the winning shot, I think that's more satisfying. And the one that he made against the Golden State Warriors when he was still in Miami, the old step back three that he made, sidestep, fade away, and then end of the ball game, they were down 2. He takes the 3, he makes the 3 over Andre Iguodala's outstretched arms. I think that's one of my, if not my favorite LeBron James winning shot, because it was on the road. They were down by 2, and Iguodala had his hand up already even before LeBron shot the ball. So that was amazing. Plus, it was the Miami days. It's just my favorite version of LeBron.
I agree. And you know what? We had a lot. We can talk about LeBron all day long, but we gotta move on here. I wanted to ask what the favorite celebration was and have Diego do it here.
I'll just do it here.
It's that one. So there's the silencer, which he brought out here. Actually, you can do it right here, Jegs. Okay?
I'll show you.
We're gonna move the camera right here.
Just a few steps.
Oh,
Just a few steps.
ready. Look at that. So 1, 2, and the pound there, the silencer.
I think that's the most iconic LeBron celebration.
Easily. I think that's perfect.
Diego has the right swag to do it too. So.
I agree. I can't pull that off even if I try. But now, let's move on now because we are also always a fan of NBA snipers, and we take a look at an upcoming matchup here between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Golden State Warriors coming right up. That game will be this Saturday, and of course later on the Sunday will also be the Heat versus the Bulls. There is the schedule. So delayed telecast at 1 p.m. on NBA TV Philippines. Golden State Warriors against Portland Trail Blazers. Trail Blazers struggling a bit. Steph Curry and is just playing at an insane level. Should be really exciting to see for those guys. And right now, I think it's safe to say Steph Curry's in a whole different level. And Diego, since we made you do that celebration a while ago, I'm going to ask you first here. Simple naman yung tanong eh. Who would you rather have, Dame Lillard or Klay Thompson?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Honestly, okay, as a fan, I'm a Dame fan. But when it comes to, shooting, I think Klay Thompson's still a better shooter. But when it comes to, building your team around someone, I would still go for Dame Lillard. Of course, he has more skill. He has the ability to, play make. He has the ability to knock down clutch shots compared to Klay Thompson. But when it comes to Dame and Steph, that's a tricky one.
How about you, Boom? Do you have a pick between Klay and Dame?
Well, Diego went with the point guard, as he should. But I agree. I mean, if you're building a team between the two, how are you building around Klay as opposed to building around Dame? I think, mas posible nga to build around Dame. And we know that Dame can carry a team. We don't know that about Klay. Klay is a great player. Obviously, he believes he's supposed to be part of the top 75 in the history of the league. But we also haven't seen him without Draymond or without Steph. He in this Warriors system, he excels, obviously, and he excels partly because there's so much attention on Steph and the facility or the facilitator role of Draymond. But can Klay do it, as one of the, main men or the main man, as Dame has been doing for so many years? But of course, you can't argue with championships, and Klay has been part of championship runs, historic championship runs. I just can't wait to see him back on the floor and be part of this Golden State offense, right?
For sure. It's something that we're all expecting and hoping that would get kicked back into gear for sure. But you know what, Boom, we're not done with you yet. We're going to talk about the UAP in just a bit. But for now, make sure to catch the NBA action this weekend. So, as we mentioned, Steph Curry and the Warriors take on Damian Lillard and the Blazers this Saturday on NBA TV Philippines. And Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat taking on DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and the Chicago Bulls this Sunday live on TV5. And speaking of DeMar DeRozan, catch Charles Chu, Bea Escudero, Tyler Teo, and Camille Clarin as they talk about the Bulls star in the next episode of NBA Hype this Saturday at 7 p.m. Now, after the break, we'll get a special sneak peek into the upcoming premiere of School Spirit on the UAAP Varsity Channel. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Boom Gonzalez, and I've been covering UAP basketball for almost 20 years. I've called countless amazing plays, and I've been witness to many historic moments.
Madison University and Durentes.
There goes the second block by Larry Bonasier. The unleashing one. Ship the Santos for a three. To go home, a bobble there. Desiderio for three.
Alejandro, confident move.
Still, there's a lot that remains untold.
Ititira ko talaga yun. Kahit dalawa, tatlo pa sila, ititira ko yun.
No, ngayon lang, sasabihin ko talaga first time, no?
Every game has a meaning, and every player has a story. And it's all driven by one thing.
It's all about pride, it's all about honor.
Pag narinig mo yung tugtog nila,
Yung init ng suporta.
Welcome to School Spirit.
Back to the game. I'm Paolo De Rosario. We just watched a teaser for the upcoming premiere of School Spirit coming to the UAP Varsity Channel on December 4. I don't know about you, but seeing all those UAP legends gave me goosebumps. It's a good thing that we have the one and only, the voice of the UAP himself. Grabing title na yun. Boom Gonzalez. Si Idol. Still alongside us with Direct Enzo Marcos to tell us what School Spirit is all about. Welcome to the show, Direct. How are you doing?
Guys? I'm good.
All right.
Thanks, Pao. Thanks, Diego. Thanks for having me.
No. It's a pleasure to have you here. Boom, before we delve into all the details, what makes this show different? Because the Varsity Channel is all, right now, lately, it's been all about reliving the great historical moments in UAP history. But what makes this different? What adds to that?
That's a perfect question to start. When you watch the games, you know this very well, Pao, Diego, and Direct. There are layers in in between games, and there are layers to the stories of these athletes, most of them untold, some of them throughout their careers they've never talked about. So we watch the games on the UAP Varsity Channel, we reminisce, we get nostalgic. This is a great complement to whatever we're going to watch or we've been watching, because now you can put in the in-betweens, kumbaga, because nagkakalaman yung laro, lalo na because of these personal stories of not only the athletes that we got to talk to, but their teammates, because they talk about their teammates, about their coaches, about their childhood, and all of these other things. So it's a great compliment to the games that we enjoy and love.
Very exciting. Now let's go to Direct Enzo. Could you share with us a little bit of the process when it comes to choosing who to interview and choosing what stories to tell? Especially there's so many moments in the UAP that you could choose from.
No, and you're absolutely right, Diego. There's so many stories. There's so many years of legendary stories. So that process was actually quite difficult, but fun at the same time. So what we wanted to do was really cast a wide net and see stories from different generations. So we have everyone from Kay Vic, all the way down to Ren, and all the way down to your former teammate, Paul Desiderio. So that was a fun process.
All right, so to Boom, my idol Boom, of course, you've covered a lot of these legends all the way back and then up to my batch pa. So you've been covering the UAP for quite some time now. How did it feel to talk to all of them and of course, revisiting those days in school spirit?
Boom, nakover mo ba si Alan kay Dick?
Yun na nga, sasabihin ko, teka lang, Kenneth Menendez, Alan Kaidik, hindi na kami nakasabay. But it's funny, when somebody says that, usually, you I don't know, some people might get offended or get affected, but I actually find it a compliment that I've, covered, seen them grow, become friends with these now legends. Direk knows this a lot. One of my favorite parts is when we were setting up these meetings. Remember, these meetings were supposed to be face-to-face. Hindi lang nangyari because of COVID protocols, obviously, but when we were setting up these meetings, when the subjects themselves say that they were looking forward to not only being interviewed and doing all of this and reminiscing, but to chat with me and with Direk again, that's like the ultimate compliment that they're looking forward to the interview. So I feel great, and I felt even better knowing that our subjects, were looking forward to reminiscing and telling some major untold stories talaga for school spirit.
Personally though, I was really excited going into UAP College for Boom to really say my name.
Wow. Now he says it regularly dito sa the game. Ayun.
Yes, I feel old, but thank you for them.
But Direk Enzo, you always work with the UAP athletes. It's not a new thing for you. You've worked around people who have felt this emotion and all of that. And it's hard to make a piece like this, a work like this, without actually being a fan. Do you have any favorite works that you've collaborated with UAP athletes in the past that you feel helped you in your storytelling process dito para sa School Spirit?
Well, yeah, you're right. I've been a fan of the game for a very long time, and I've been fortunate enough to work with a bunch of the athletes of the UAP. I think one of my favorite stories was working with Paul Lee on a project for Nike, and with Slam. We went to Tondo, and I just have to say that the experience was so amazing. When we got there, just as soon as Paul got out of the car, it was just an aura. When people saw him get out of the car, it was just like watching the Beatles come home. So that was one of my favorite moments.
Absolutely. No, so glad to hear that. And again, can't wait to see your work in School Spirit. And we're about to wrap up here, but Diego, you have a burning question here.
Yep, actually it's for Boom on that note. Boom, could you give us a little taste from what fans can expect on December 4 featuring, of course, the Rain Man, Ren Ritualo, to kick off the show?
Well, there are things that you can look out for. Look out for the classic swag of Coach Renyan. Hindi talaga mawawala eh. Yung yabang niya, and when I say that, I say that in all positivity, because you see his confidence, his swagger, and his wanting to be the man ever since. But also look out for a lot of the inside stories that might surprise you, things that you might not know about him, or misconceptions about certain things that we thought we knew that he will dispel in this episode. And that's just the first one of many, many episodes. And Direk Enzo and our whole production staff did such an incredible job for all the episodes for School Spirit. We can't wait for everybody to see it.
Right
I can't wait to watch it, yeah.
I can't wait to see it too, kasi grabe yung quote na yan during the teaser, that there could be 2 or 3 guys in front of him. Titira pa rin. Grabe yung confidence na yun. Woo! Alright, thank you very much, Boom, Direk Enzo. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, don't forget, you can catch the season premiere of School Spirit on the UAP Varsity channel on December 4, Saturday at 6 p.m. on Signal Channel 263 on HD and over on Signal Play.
And when we return, we'll check in with multi-awarded setter Jem Ferrer and how she's fitting in with her new team, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Stay tuned, you're watching the game. You're watching the game. My name is Diego Dario. Premier Volleyball League semi-finalist Choco Mucho builds up their lineup as they enlisted the services of decorated court general Jem Ferrer and outstanding middle blocker Cherry Nunag. But tonight, the record-holding setter joins us to share her insights as she joins the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Idol Jem, welcome to the game and welcome to Choco Mucho.
Hi, Diego. Hi, Pao. Thanks for having me here.
Well, Jem, I'm sure nakausap mo na si Coach O. Ano daw yung sinabi niyang magiging role mo dito sa bagong team mo in Choco Mucho?
Siguro, they asked me to play nga with their team, to be able to share my experiences, and to be a leader nga. Kasi yun nga yung naging tulong nila during the previous conference. Yeah. So, I'm here to help them enhance more their talents and skills.
All right, Jem, we're actually having a bit of trouble here with your audio, pero obviously we're gonna try and get that fixed in just a bit. But Jegs, syempre yung role ni Jem going into this one will be one as a leader. Alam naman natin that she's coming in as a veteran, and I'm sure you all know, how a veteran presence could help a young team.
Well, this is going to be a challenge for Jem, of course. It's coming into a new team and already going to be a leader, but I'm sure she's very familiar with some of the players here in Choco Mucho.
So let's try out Jem's connection again. Jem, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, sorry. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Ito, Jem, kasi you come in as a leader, we all know that that's what your role is going to be. But personally, how does it feel? Kasi I was talking to, well, some people, and I just found out, okay, this is not a knock on your age, kasi magka-age tayo, alright? You're not old, kasi we're both young, alright? But you are actually older than one of the assistant coaches on the team. So ganun yung role mo, being able to come in as a leader. How does it feel being in part of this situation, knowing yung role mo ngayon is more of a mentor going into this team that is aiming for a title?
Yeah, before kasi when Coach Oliver talked to me, sabi niya, doon na rin naman ako papunta sa mentorship after ko maglaro. So, siguro, it's a matter of embracing the new role as an ate talaga in the team. And kailangan kasing merong may boses sa loob ng team talaga. Hindi pwedeng you're just a follower. Kailangan balance. You're a follower and a leader para ma-reach nyo talaga yung goal nyo as one team.
Well, of course, Jem, for this next one, I'm sure a lot of fans are waiting for this tandem. Paano yung magiging tandem nyo ni Dina Wong on the court, especially in this Choco Mucho team?
I'm really excited for Dina to be able to learn a lot of things siguro from me. Siyempre, may mga experiences na rin naman siya nung UAAP days niya, and then I know she learned a lot also nung naglaro siya for national team. And this time siguro we'll focus more on our team, sa Choco Mucho team, kasi karamihan din naman ng mga kasama niya sa loob ng court ay nakasama naman na niya ng UAAP days.
Alam mo, speaking of your UAP days, maraming konting subplots going into this one. Of course, your reunion with Denden, being able to finally link up with the younger Ateneo players. What are you most excited for going into yung setup na to?
I'm really excited to play with them, the Ateneo girls. Well, hindi lang yung Ateneo girls kasi may mga ibang players also from other schools and NCAA teams. So, sobrang excited ako na makakapag-training na kami all together. Kasi right now, we're just having our conditioning training. So, puro weights muna kami kasi medyo napahinga nga right after ng PVL conference. And yun, sobrang excited ako kasi nakita ko yung, alam mo yun, nandun yung disiplina ng mga players, nandun yung talagang trabaho kung trabaho, and I think my role here is to help them release more of their talent than more than what they showed last conference.
And of course, lastly, Jem, we talked about your teammates and your chemistry coming into this new season.
Let's talk about you.
Yep, what can we expect from Jem Ferrer for Choco Mucho?
Siguro ngayon si Jem Ferrer magiging ate and leader inside the court. Kumbaga, nandyan yung mga bata, and ngayon nga sinabi ni Coach Oliver sa akin, I'm support system. If ever na kailanganin during crucial points or crucial situation na I'm here to help the team and talagang mabuhat kung ano naman yung kailangan kong ibigay para sa team.
Jem, good luck in your new team. We're excited to see how you fit in there and how your teammates can improve and grow around your blossoming leadership. Ayun, ganda na, no?
Ganda. Thanks, Jem.
Ayos yun. Thank you, Jem.
Thank you, Jago. Thank you, Pao.
And thank you for joining us. That's it for us. My name is Diego Dario.
I'm Paul Rosario. This has been The Game.